This video shows the installation of the Falcon Sport Leveling System on Ram 1500 trucks. It fits all models from 2009 through 2018. Changing the front shocks requires removal of the front strut assemblies. Begin by disconnecting the tie rod. Detach the ABS line from the brake line. Remove the bolts connecting the brake caliper to the knuckle. Do not let the caliper drop, but hang it off to the side. Do not disconnect, twist, or pinch the brake line. Disconnect the upper control arm ball joint from the knuckle. To free the ball joint, loosen the nut, but do not remove it. Use a hammer and strike the knuckle to break it loose. Remove the nut on the sway bar link so the link can move freely. There is no need to completely remove the sway bar link. Remove two of the upper strut nuts and loosen the third. Remove the lower strut bolt. Remove the remaining upper strut nut and the strut should drop out. Before installing the front Falcon shocks, you will need to determine the desired ride height. These shocks have 4 options: stock, medium, level, and heavy accessory. The shocks are preset to level. This setting will eliminate the need for leveling spacers. The stock setting will leave the truck at factory ride height. Medium sets the ride height halfway between stock and level, while the heavy accessory setting is designed for those with heavy bumpers, winches, or other accessories. This setting will maintain a level ride height even with increased weight. Place the front bump stop onto the shaft with the wide end towards the top. After the ride height has been determined, have a qualified mechanic separate the spring from the strut assembly and install the spring onto the Falcon shock. Be sure the center of the clevis bracket aligns with the outer mounting stud. Apply anti-seize and run the shaft nut on. Then release the compressor before torquing to 40 foot-pounds. Use a pry bar between two of the upper studs to limit rotation. It is very important you do not over-tighten this nut. Over-tightening can damage the shock. Install the strut with the 45-degree clevis bend towards the rear of the truck. Reuse the original hardware to attach the clevis bracket to the lower control arm. Torque to 125 foot-pounds. Tighten the upper strut nuts to 45 foot-pounds. Reattach the upper control arm to the knuckle by pushing down with a pry bar. Feed the nut onto the ball joint and torque the nut to 40 foot-pounds. And then tighten an additional 200 degrees. Tighten the sway bar link to 16 foot-pounds. Replace the brake caliper. Again, be careful not to twist or pinch the brake line. Use red thread lock on the caliper bolts and torque to 130 foot-pounds. Reattach the ABS line to the brake line. Reconnect the tie rod and tie in this nut to 22 foot-pounds plus 90 degrees. That finishes the front end. Now we'll move to the rear. Falcon shocks for the Ram 1500 are available in a Sport or a Sport tow haul option. While the front shocks remain the same for both kits, the rear shocks for the Sport tow haul feature a 3-position fast adjust knob that allows you to select from one of the 3 options: comfort and control, moderate tow haul, or heavy tow haul. Installation for the Sport and Sport tow haul rear shocks requires different steps, so we will show you both installations. Start by removing the fender liner. Support the axle and remove the current shocks. When installing the Falcon Shocks Sport Leveling System, install the monotube shocks with the shaft up and the Falcon sticker facing out. Use the original hardware and final tie-in to 100 foot-pounds. Reinstall the fender liner and the installation of the Falcon Shocks Sport Leveling System is complete. The Sport tow haul leveling system includes a roost guard. To install, remove the 3 bolts on the shaft end and guide the shaft into the roost guard. To make it easier, push down on the roost guard and bow out the sides. Align the 3 holes, use blue thread lock, and install the bolts. Tie into 30 inch-pounds. The factory bed locating tab must be removed using a body saw, cutting wheel, or sawzall. Be sure to clean up the rough edges and paint where you've cut to help prevent rust. These shocks are side specific. One is the right or passenger side, and 2 is the left or driver side. Install the tow haul shock with the shaft down and the sticker and fast adjust knob facing out. Use the original hardware and torque to 100 foot-pounds. To access the fast adjust knob through the fender liner, we have provided a template. It aligns with a curve on the fender liner in one location and shows where to cut with a hole saw. Or for more access, trim the liner as per the template. Remove the factory bump stop. Lubricate the Falcon bump stop and install by pushing up while twisting. A cab mount spacer will be used to firm up cab mount bushings. Install by removing the rearmost cab to frame mounting bolts. Center the spacer between the washer and the rubber bushing. Use some thread lock and final tie in to 80 foot-pounds. That's it for this install. Thanks for watching. Now go see what Falcon shocks are made of.